Hello, welcome to another episode of Get Rich and Fit Tryin. So after a couple trials and errors, we finally got everything right. So now we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. I'll see you on the other side. Let's go. All right, good afternoon, my neighbors. Oh my God, I screwed up so royally. Today, I was so wrapped up on, of course, making the BYTTT and also getting into Get Rich or Fit Trying. I did the whole process, never hit the live button. As you know, I have the community at the same time. If you want to know more information about the community, please DM me at JD underscore the great, one and only, on Instagram, or just go ahead and comment down in the chat. That way I can get you some more details. What I want to break down is this market was ridiculous. So let's go ahead and get right into the chart. So the funny thing about it is, if you remember from yesterday's Get Rich or Trying, I was getting a little frustrated with the market because I was anticipating that with the daily move to the upside that we was just going to get a continuation follow-up, but we made a massive pullback into the previous days levels. So when I saw this, I was a little annoyed. So you could kind of see what's happening here. Like we engulfed that engulfed, right? It's just the craziest thing. But again, the market's going to do whatever it wants to do. You got to accept that for what it is. We did have a higher high here, lower high here, bearish divergence. We got all these things that's happening. So when you're making your decision inside the market, and after having a nice conversation with my folks and everybody over at Get Rich for Trying, it was me. That's what it boils down to. It is me. It is my flaw. It's something that I have to correct because I have a tendency where I get myself a little bit too biased. So, good question that someone asked me. It was, well, Jay, is this something that you would tell one of your one-on-ones? And I had to really sit down and process that. And I'm like, I do a lot of mindset. If you don't know about my mindset, on Saturdays we get together, we talk about everything, we get it off our chest. It's a participating class so that way we can be able to be more sound and more objective in the market. And something just, I'm thinking I am, but it's just my preparation makes me carry a bias, as it almost like I'm putting on a backpack of a bias that this day there's no way after making this candle right here that we're going to go ahead. Let me use my demonstration tool, right? There's no way that after we made this candle here with that green candle that this red candle is going to show up. We were supposed to get this candle here, right? The market don't care about your feelings. It don't care what you think. It doesn't care where you're going. It doesn't care if you feel some type of way. It really flat out does not care, right? And that was a good example of that. So with me coming into today and preparing for my opening range, I literally I was objective driven. I didn't know where it was gonna go anymore. This red candle right here in the middle gave me a lot of doubt that there was no more upside. That this was just a nice little reset so that way they can short the rest of the market and start to trap a lot of the bulls that has the bull sentiment, which I got caught in the middle of, right? So fast forward, as I was taking my trade, actually, you know what? I do have to do one last thing. I forgot. I funded my account, so I want to be able to kind of get all that in line. I don't know if I can catch it before they. Oh my God! I said I was going to do that, but I started this way too late. Let's see if it's still available. The details to it. Hopefully it is, and I can go ahead and elate on what I did today, and it is gone. Ah, this is the stuff. I had a plan. I had an execution. You know what? You're just gonna have to believe it. I got myself funded, and I wanted to break down how I entered the trade and get the timestamps. That's what I really wanted. Oh, oh. Wait a minute. 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 Ah, it only has. It says. I cleared it. It cleared it. It's all gone. It's all gone. It's gone. It's gone. All right. You know, it is what it is. Right. I know what I did. I know what I caused. It's just, oh, what a day. I forgot to go ahead and download the PDF as soon as it got it funded. Anyways, the account was number 80, and I'm now going to have number 88, which is going to be my new and brand spanking new PA. And we're just going to have to go from there. Let's go ahead and really get into the weeds of this. So, today's price action, as much as I can remember it, you already know how we operate. We operate on opening range, and I'm going to give you the 9 to 10 minute spill on this. A little bit of a background. I did send a little bit over to the community of what was going to be potential around 7:30 in the morning. Let me see where I found, or if I can find that post. Yeah, that was this one here. So let's go ahead and give y'all a nice little view of that. So this is what I sent over to everybody saying, hey, get out of the Zoom. I said, hey, just a little FYI, you know, this will be my entry roughly around 169, which was solid. And I'm looking to go ahead and take it all the way up until about 319. That was my TP2. I did think that TP1 was going to be tough because 229 was going to hit a downward trend line. I'm going to show you what that downward trend line was built on. Hey, what's going on? Hey, listen, I'm trying to make up for lost time. I won't be on here too long. I'm gonna do the Asian session opening range live at the same time along the way. But to kind of nip this all in the bud, this does look like a W right in the middle. And the funny thing about it, from here you can't see, but it looked like a bigger W that was being played. So there was a lot that was going to knock out. So I am apologizing overall. Get rich if you're trying. Did not execute this morning because I didn't click a damn button. I did everything. I just didn't record it. I didn't do anything, which is the most silliest thing as a supposed content creator. I don't know. I gotta work on that. All right, so let's go ahead and just get rid of that, and let's get rid of this here as well. Why are you not going? Okay, there we go. And let's go ahead and get rid of that. All right, so what was it that I saw? Well, the first thing, let me put it into a bowl. First thing I saw was the fact that we're on an order block. This is a daily order block. It's very important that you recognize where in the market cycle that you're in. And how do you recognize that? Well, it's simple. First, recognize where everybody are reacting. Well, we already can see there's a lot of reaction right here, right? This whole area, come on, get there. All in here, it was a reaction because they kept on rejecting it, but they broke right through. What was previous resistance turns into support, and then they broke on the bottom of it. The question is, would the bulls step back in? And that was the action. We closed above here. Oh my God, this was the trap. But if you really think about it, it's not really the trap. This is your break and retest. All right, you probably don't see it. All right, JD, what does that mean? That doesn't make any sense. How's that a break and retest? There's nothing that points that out that that's a break and retest. Okay, well then fine. So we got a nice little move going back into, oops, sorry, wrong one. All right, we got a nice little move coming from this lower register. We push all the way through. That's your break. If I was on a 45-minute candle chart, I would think that this is a break. I would play it to here, but then the retest has to happen. This is a very, very wide order block, right? Because this is built on the daily. My arrogance is what drove me to think that this was okay for me to keep on catching falling knives and playing it to the upside. I thought this was the reversal. I thought this was the reversal. This went up a little bit, and I tried to hold on too long, and you could see at the end of the day during the Asian session that was a bad idea. It took until the almost the beginning of the morning session for this to kind of set up. So what's the case here? Well, the first case you got to realize is you're going to be wrong. There's going to be moments where you think that everything is exactly the way that you expected, and it's just not going to happen. Another thing that you have to also remember is at the end of the day, the market is king. Now, I know it sounds kind of crazy coming from me because, again, I already know that the market is king, but for some reason, I was being a little arrogant. And there goes the first W that I was talking about, and then into the bigger W, which we broke the neckline right here. So it looks really, really effing good. So what I'm going to probably do with this Asian session, that's what I'm kind of coming in here, is I'm going to go ahead and set up, get myself ready. Give me like 2 seconds, and we're going to go ahead and look at the opening range of the Asian session. I will be right back. Got to go fill out some forms real quick. All right, let's get back. All right, I got that resolved. Actually, I'm probably gonna have to log out and log back in, but you know what? That's fine. I'll use the other account, and let's just make sure. Oh, one last thing. Let's get this done. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. Maybe for my be right back, I might have to put like hold music. Maybe like those like da 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 da. I don't know. I don't know how his hold music is. Maybe like 1960s hold music. Somebody kind of plays that. It's like ice cream chiming type of thing. I don't know. Probably put that in there. Keep y'all slightly entertained. Are you entertained? While I work on things like this. The bird? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Where is this thing is having its blonde moment? Oh, there it is. Activate. It's down here. All right, we got like another minute or so. Let's get that going. Of course, right when the market is about to start, you're gonna hit me with a two-step verification. Isn't that cute? All right. Every time you try to rush to do something, it always gives you add this device. Okay. All right. So I guess they upped the security. All right. So everything is resolved, and we got a few seconds until the market goes ahead and opens on up. And we're gonna go ahead and have some fun. I might do a micro scalp. Should I do a micro scalp? I think we probably toyed with some microscope. Ooh, look at that pop. Jeez. Oh, man. All right, let's drop down to the 15 minutes so you can see what I mean. No, that kind of went a little violent, kind of quick. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Look at that nice little gap. So we're talking about, let me go ahead and measure this out. You're talking about 94 ticks in 5 seconds. Gotta love this market. All right, is there anything to say? Nasdaq. Actually, let me grab my news for the day. Let me see if there was anything that was in particular. I don't think there was. Of course, you're gonna act stupid. All right, let's get this Excel since you want to be silly. All right, there goes my 8-7 news. All right, so today was Eli Lilly. No, sorry. Today was Planet Fitness Shop. No, was Shop? No, Shop was this morning. Okay, DoorDash and Uber. That's the one that I'm curious about. So let's just take a quick dash over dash. Solid earnings. Look at that. Let's see what they did. They found extra 48% and found, man, that's what you let somebody borrow some money. Not only do they find some money, they go ahead and say, hey, guess what? We got even more money. Here's some extra money for you. That's what you want to see. Green and green. All right. So that means they're doing good and you're going to want to invest in them even more. So we're going to see how they treat this whole entire price action. Got a nice little solid order block, kind of like doing this little dance inside of here. And we'll see if they can hold that 272. Ooh, that looks good. And then the other one is Uber. I'm thinking down. What y'all think? Down? Up? Down? I think down. I really think down. All right. So they got it. Oh, actually, they had their earnings early. They moved it into the morning. Oh, you jerks. That thing was PM when I did my report. It ain't going nowhere. Doesn't look good, though. Let's see what we got. We got stayed in line. Found an extra a couple $100 million right there. So I don't know if it's going to tell us much about tech. Let's go over to NQ. We kind of killed enough time there. Oof, nice little pullback here. That's why I didn't want to carry anything overnight on the option side, because I did feel like because of this push up, there was going to be some tests during the Asian session. So we're going to see how that goes. Let me get my other chart. I like to keep track of one aspect of my chart. Come on, where are you? Interesting. It just kind of like disappeared or something. Where are you? Are you hiding? Okay, that's interesting. I keep opening up a particular chart, but this thing will not open my chart. Where are you? Yeah. Okay, trading view. Maybe if I maximize it, let's try maximize. Okay. All right, we'll leave that one alone. Let's get this here. Oh, there you go. You're behind my news. So what I wanted to kind of cover is the news, right? So there was some, that's why I put it up earlier. There's a couple things that I saw on here that I am curious about. The first one is this one, balance of trade over in Sydney, and then you got balance of trade in China. Could these two cause this type of action to really start to take over, where we start to kind of like really come down, right? This is going to drop in Sydney in about, what did I say, it's 3.5 hours. So that's later on tonight, and then that's pushing in what, 9:30 tonight, and then you got 11 o'clock. So I don't know if I'm gonna swing anything. I think I'm just gonna try to catch a pop. Yeah, and there's barely anything in Japan. What else we got? Nothing for the British pound time, the euro time. Oh, there goes British. Let's open here. Okay. Which one is this? This one is the euro. And then 7 a.m. continuous jobless claims. Yeah, I will not be surprised we give ourselves a nice little solid pullback before that happens, before we take off. All right, let's go ahead and get back into this so we can see if we can find ourselves a nice little trade here and have ourselves some fun. So far, if you haven't been on Get Rich for Tryin, the first thing we like to do, we like to go ahead and chart off and make sure we have our areas of interest, which is the first 15 minute. Got my levels, got it on the 15 minute. And what we want to see is, are we going to be bearish or bullish for the most part? We got ourselves about 9 minutes until that happens. Let's see if we can find ourselves a quick little scalp. Let me get my other chart there. I got an area that I am curious about. Can we get back above 400? Psychological level, which will bring us back into the stranger danger. VWAP is sitting right here. You can kind of see this is where VWAP end. The session resets on VWAP. So if we can get a nice little pull back into it, that would be great. Maybe even test the 50 EMA. That will make things fun, but there's not a lot of volume, so I won't be surprised if we just stay right here. But if we break back above 409, 410, I'm going to be bullish. Currently, I'm bearish, but I do know we're going to be dealing with a lot of junk here. A little bit of a fair value gap here that they tested. Let me see. Did they fill all of it? I think they did. Let me go ahead and put a bullish fair value gap there. Nope, they did not fill all of it. So this is probably going to be a point of interest if they keep this thing a little bearish. So we'll see how that works, because I'm looking at that 345, because we already did this one, right? So this was a bullish fair value gap that they already came back and test, grabbed the liquidity off of there, and we're going to see how the response is. Let's check out oil while we wait. Let me get out of demonstration mode. All right, so we got oil. This one was being a jerk. If y'all remember from yesterday, on what's it day? Wednesday. So Tuesday, I was trying to short it. They didn't go nowhere. Small profit. I tried to take it long because it looked like we was going to fill some imbalances. That thing did not care that I was trying to take it long. They went ahead and liquidated me. They hit my stop loss. It's all good. And they went ahead and did the continuation of what I saw from before. So very interesting on what they did. And they hit my target. That's the worst part about it. But hey, the market is going to do what it wants to do. And then the last one I wanted to cover is gold. Gold is still trying to get out of that wedge. This wedge is a fist fight for the most part. But you can kind of see they are trying to build a nice solid base around that 400 level. So I'm looking for gold to make an explosion, because there's only so many times that you can shake up this soda bottle. All right, let's get back over to NQ. Look like it's giving me a nice little pop here. Something just signaled on my alert saying possible scalp up. Nah, I'm not going to do that, because you're about to run your head right into that order block, which the order block also is the fair value gap that they flipped and turned it into a bearish fair value gap. Yeah, not really liking that. Not really liking that. We got 6 minutes, and then we'll decipher how this range is going to go. We're probably going to wrap it. Let's call it 620. I'll give you. So basically, I'll give you the levels, and you'll get an idea of where the opening range is going to go. We already got an idea that this could be continuation of bullish, especially with the Asian session. I don't think they got enough muscle to try to go ahead and reverse everything that the New York session has done. And then oil, it's at its base, so they could bounce off that level. I think it should be coming down, and we could get an explosion. To be honest, I might want to focus on gold, because it looks like it's setting up for something really, really powerful to that upside. So I might be more focused on that. Might do opening. Actually, let's do that. I'm gonna do the opening range on gold, because that really looks very interesting. Let's go ahead and draw this out. Oops, a little too far. There we go. And now we got our levels here. So for gold, strange danger is around that 33.40. Now, mind you, that 34.33, that's the area I'm thinking that the order block is sitting. You can see that right here. So this will be a very strange area that they might reload over and over again before they can get that pop. If we kind of look at this kind of looks like they're trying to give that curl right here. But if we take this action here, we're already up the zero line. It might be today. I like this 15 minute for what it is right now. So we'll just keep that in mind. We might get gold before I let y'all go. We might be able to. I should have took that pop. It did hit my target on that scalp move. That would have been a nice little move. Let's go ahead and look. I like to keep a gauge on all my alerts and see if they would have gave me what I was looking for. About 40 ticks. I was aiming for 60, and it's just now getting to that 60. So that would have been a solid move to that upside. And NQ is continuously moving to that upside, almost like using this fair value gap, almost like a sweep back into this jambalaya rice order block. I know y'all looking at me like, what the hell is a jambalaya rice order block? Look, at the end of the day, this area right here is pretty much an order block, right? You got some greens, you got some reds, you got some big candles, you got some small candles. There's just a whole bunch of junk here. That's that chop that y'all always complain about, like, oh my god, why the market so choppy? Well, jambalaya rice order block usually is the reason, or it could be a pivot point, or it could be the fact that you're coming right into a freight train, trend line, EMA, or such. So I like to look for these junks here. Good reversal right off of here, but I just felt like it was too early. I don't want to get into that one yet, but I'm being picky, being a little bit picky. All right, let's see. Made like $200 into my PA earlier today in the morning. Went with micros. Got the funded by heavy leverage using NQ. So we're going to probably, you know what? For exercise purposes, we're going to lower our leverage for now. Just keep our juices flowing and knowing what we're seeing is what we're seeing. So we're going to go with 7 micros. I like to operate with the number 7. When I'm reckless, I go with 7 minis. And have some fun. Alright, so we got a nice little cross because we came into today's VWAP and it looks like that VWAP is giving some strength. They gave me another signal for more upside. I want to take it here, but just going to be a little patient. That could have been a nice little buy of a green candle right there. Let's see if I can get that. Alright, that looks like a nice little pop. I'm going to be a little greedy. Let's see if I can get a full-on push. Assuming that the VWAP is giving it some strength. And if we buy up this red candle here, maybe we'll hold. I'm going to put a stop loss into, almost did. Look like we're getting some selling pressure here. Hold your water. Okay, perfect. All right. I think I'm going to put a stop loss. Come on. One candle pop. Boom. I'm going to put a stop loss right here and just see what that does and hold it there. Assuming that bulls are just going to go ahead and pile in here. Or they just hit my stop loss. It's all good if they do. Just want to take a nice little piece here as I'm waiting for this 15-minute opening range to continue and fill. We got another minute and 21 seconds. It might be over. I want to tighten up, but I'm going to just hold my water and see if we can get another pop-up. I'm looking for 23,421 to kind of give us another pop-up. More selling pressure is coming. They're not letting this thing breathe. Yep, they hit my stop. All right, can the idea. I'd rather just walk away with that little smidget. It was a smidge. I'm going to wait for this opening range and then probably raise my leverage. But that was a nice little solid move. My stop loss, if I was still in this trade, was going to be around 413. Didn't want to risk it when I saw green. Listen, folks. You see green, take green. Don't be reckless. So we're just going to see how this holds up. Patience, folks. All right, so we got 30 seconds. Opening range is almost done. Seconds. And what we want to see, or my favorite, is a nice little 5-minute close above or respectively close below for our opening range. That should have triggered the. Oh, okay. Actually, the stop is at 408. That's a deep stop. There was no way I was going to run that, especially after having some green. But I think that it is holding true. We'll see how that goes. Got a nice little 2 candle move here. Come down to the 1 minute real quick. What I mean by that. So right now we got this kind of like a downward trend that they're trying to build. But when they fail to make any more lower lows, I find that very and there it goes. I was like, we kind of get a 2 candle move, and there goes that 2 candle move. So we're probably going to go ahead and get a nice little push here. We'll see what happens on that. But I'm looking for a 5 minute to close above here. Y'all jerks, y'all stop me out just to go ahead and make new highs. That's the thing with the Asian session. Sometimes there's just no volume. They'll kind of like force it a little bit kind of down. And you got all these spotty little areas kind of like kicks around a little bit. Kind of like right here, there's a little bit of a space here. Right around this area, and it does look more bullish as I see this more and more. But let's stick with the rules. Get a 5 minute close above. If we do, I'll hang out. If we don't get nowhere near here around 620, we'll wrap it. But the levels for NQ 23,437, 23,411 for that stranger area that it's like the black hole. It just sucks them back in. They reload, or it'll suck them in so bad that it turns it bearish. That's why I like to mark that there. And then right there in that area, we got the 384. That's the bearish line. So I'm bearish below that level. Let's go over to gold real quick and kind of silver. Let's see how this opening range fared. Actually, it's solid. So I would say 34.36 for gold. That'll be our bullish. Stranger danger, which we're visiting right now, is right there at the level for 33.80, and then we got bearish line. I would be bearish under 430. All right, so let's go ahead and come back over to NQ. Nice little recovery. You jerks. I didn't want to leave my little tiny little 7 contracts. I was operating with micro. I didn't have to be a jerk. All right, we're getting closer to it. 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell button when I come online. You will know, and you can share to friends and family. I am 160 subscribers away from monetization. That would be great. Life goes, life goes. All right, got 2 minutes and 7 seconds, and we just slow walking right up into that level. It just hit my other target. If I was patient, I would probably put my stop at that 408. Yeah, because that's the entry. It would be the bottom of the second. Yeah. I kind of judged it a little wrong because I haven't been scalping like that recently. I just been playing opening ranges, so it feels more like a swing than a scalp. Even though I enter like a scalper. That's 90% of how I set up things. All right, so I hit the target. Looks like they're trying to pull it back down. I would say 433.25. I would love to see if we can close above that. And maybe we'll get a little bit more bullish beforehand. See how that goes. 1 minute and 12 seconds. Don't let a green trade turn red. It's always my motto. Even though it's tough to follow sometimes. That hopium is a hell of a drug. That 15-minute MACD looks beautiful for more upside. That stochastic is pointing straight up. All we're missing is a close above that level to go ahead and give it a full confirmation. I think we could probably relax a little bit as we're getting set up for the next 5 minutes. So we're close to it. So let's give it an extra 5 minutes. We'll probably be on up until 6:25. Let's see if we can get there. All right, so it's giving me a nice little setup here. I am considering to roll it. Let me see. Yeah, we're just gonna operate with that account. That other account, they were gonna take their sweet time to activate because it's a new session. They don't like to have that activate right before a session. All right, almost wanted to buy that green. We're gonna just take our time. And that could have been the entry. Remember, I kind of told you I want to see a close button at 433, which we're giving an attempt right here. I'm gonna take a shot here, see what happens. Hold on, hold on, hold on, Star, hold on. Don't you be difficult. I'm gonna risk like about, let's call it 60 to 70 bucks. I'm gonna risk about 60, 70 bucks to see if I am right that this candle does not fill and we put in a 5-minute fair value gap. It's getting kind of close to the level. Come on, let's turn back around. I know I'm a little early. I do it for TV. Trying to see if I can get a nice little solid trade on this pop-up. I'm assuming we can get a pop-up with the fact that we got all this momentum and the Asian session really does not have anything as far as volume usually. Well, Sydney, I should say. Sydney session. Because this is not Australia. All right, we got a nice little pop there. Let's get up into that 5-minute opening rate. Oh, there we go. There we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. And then just hold your water. I'm not going to put my stop loss in the profit. I think I'm going to hold on to this for a little bit. Come on. Don't you dare be disrespectful. Do not use that range as a rejection area, which they can. It can happen. I've seen crazier thing, and they could come all the way back down to stranger danger right into this area. They could be straight assholes about it. Oh, I forgot I'm on YouTube. Can't say that. Gonna have to bleep that. All right, come on. Come on, Cletus. Let's get up here. So we made a high, or the Sydney high is at 439. I think psychologically we could get to 450, and then I'll get enough cushion for me to kind of like put a stop loss in the profit. So I'm going to try to hold on to this. It's doing that dance, that neutron dance. Boom, 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 boom. Just back and forth. Like it doesn't want to hold this opening range. Like it can't do it, but we know you can. Come on, Sydney, opening range. Let it go. Don't be a rejection. Now, can it be a rejection based on what we see in the left? Absolutely. That's the possibility that I'm looking at, but I'm gauging that the momentum is way too strong. They came only for the fair value gap fill, which is the cheapest price possible. We got a 2 candle here. I love drawing my trend lines, so I'm assuming that the session's trend line is this, and then we have this, so we're kind of like riding that trend. So if that thing holds, come on, 5-minute close. You got 1 minute left. You got one job. Just close above that level. 437.75 is what we're looking for, folks. Let's see if we can get that. Come on. I did say I was going to play gold. NQ just got a hold on me. Come on, clear off that top. $22. Come on, hold it. Just hold it. 9 seconds. and then they smacked it. And where do we end? We end under. That is so jerkish. That is so jerkish. I want to put my stop loss into profit just for security purposes. Just like Head of State with Chris Rock. Security! Lock me in right there. Can I be risky? Yes, but I'm in my PA. I don't feel like it. I did kind of give myself a cutoff time. You gotta give yourself cutoff times. So I'd rather walk away with small greens because it's going against the plan. It's not doing its job. So you're fired. Just give me as much money as possible, but you're overall fired. Oh, even more money. Come on. Get up there. Let's tighten up that stop loss. Let's go. Got $100 on the board. The fastest $100 of your life, folks, is just on the move. Like 176, 196. Let's go. Come on. Let's tighten it up. I'm going to take about 160 to 150. Let's see if we can get some more. 203, 255, 308. Alerts are going off. Tighten up. 371, 367. Oh, open and range Asian session. I told you I was going to make it up for missing out on Get Rich or Fit Tryin. I apologize for not clicking the doggone button. So we got fair value gaps that are being put in. Let me go ahead and tighten up the screen so you can see. Look at that, a bad boy. It just went ahead and just shot off like a bottle rocket in the 4th of July. Look at you. Go ahead. What you gonna do? Hit my stop loss? I got $350 on the screen. Come on. Another higher high. Another higher high. Come on. I told you 450 is going to be tough, so my stop is like at 455, 454. That's just to be on the safe side, but this thing can go ahead and push right on through. So we're going to see what happens. I do think 23,500 is attainable, but just to be on the safe side, I am locking in profits. No reason to give the money back. I dare you to take off that top. I dare you. I bet you I'll tighten on my stop. I dare you. I dare you. Come on. Hopium. I'm telling you, hopium it's a hell of a drug. Come on. Let me tighten it. Did I tighten it on time? I tightened on time. Woo! There we go. It spiked up into like 467. I'm willing to take that high, and I am out of there. That's $371. I am happy with the profits, and I'm good. I have a great day. I bid you a fond farewell. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell button. Go ahead and share it to your friends and family so that way they can help me get to 500 subscribers. That is the goal, and I can go ahead and fill out my application for monetization. So thank you very much for chiming in with your boy, hanging out with me, and put some comments downstairs. I don't know, I respond sometimes here and there. All right, so I'll see y'all tomorrow. You have a great day. Bye-bye.